Thank you all. Members of the board, President Whitaker, Dean Powell, Associate Deans from the School of Health Sciences, Humber faculty, Humber administration, and most importantly, you, the graduates of the class of 2014, thank you for this truly great honor and responsibility that you provided for me today. I truly value this opportunity to address the graduating class. First, I must congratulate you all, the class of 2014. I see sitting in the audience eagerly awaiting their respective diplomas, certificates, and postgraduate certificates, the graduating classes of multiple programs and disciplines that span the depth and breadth of health and family care. You demonstrate the hugely unique interconnectivity, complexity, and diversity that represents the delivery of modern healthcare. Congratulations, you deserve this moment. Bask in its warmth. You have achieved a great personal accomplishment through hard, diligent, and sustained work. Congratulations to your parents, family, friends, and mentors who've helped and supported you along the respective paths you've chosen. And last but not least, congratulations to the educators, both here at Humber and in the community, both formal and highly informal, which have added to your knowledge and wisdom and allowed you to participate today. Celebrate, for today is the end of a momentous journey culminating in your graduation. You have accumulated knowledge, lifelong friends, ability to work individually and in teams, and memories that you will recall and treasure for a lifetime. I welcome you to the alumni of the community of Humber, for like the facility itself, its members are both distinguished and accomplished and found in all walks of life, and you are the new exemplary additions. Many of you see this as an end. I, however, see this graduation merely as a new beginning and a crossroads transitioning you to that wonderful journey we euphemistically call life. When asked to talk today, I was immediately humbled. This was quickly followed by fear and the realization that I'm now the old fellow who's expected to impart advice to the most media-savvy generation we have graduated. In fact, I think some of you guys are using your phones as we speak to figure out who I am. This abated partly when I thought back on the commencement addresses that I've heard over my career and realized I can recall very little, or frankly, none. So what advice can I impart to you that has not been freely given by family, peers, educators that will actually be of some value to you? After some soul searching, a little wrestling, I've decided perhaps a simple glimpse into the future and what awaits you may help. You are entering a rapidly changing work environment. When I graduated, and don't you hate an opening line like that? The place was composed of rigid professional silos with limited communication amongst the disciplines, let alone the professions. There were no interprofessional subspecialists and no professional extenders to serve our clients' needs. There was really no interprofessional anything beyond sporadic personal communications. I recall nurses who wore white hats on their heads, a pre-hospital system where their premise was, you call, we haul. We communicated on paper with days between responses. Emergency telecommunications was a coin-operated telephone booth. And the emergency room was, indeed, a room. So yes, I truly come from the age of the interprofessional dinosaurs. Interprofessional activities have slowly improved over the years in terms of both service and delivery and education. Fortunately, we, the present team, and now you, the future team members, are finally entering into a period of rapid escalation of interprofessional activities of all types. You face a working environment where silos are to be abhorred. Everyone from those in telecommunications to childcare workers, pre-hospital providers, through all the clinical specialties, and onto our research teams, are now both part of the broader team and valued contributors. Professional extenders of all type are becoming more common as we begin to learn and appreciate the value that they provide to the system as a whole. And a much happier, healthier, and positive work environment indeed awaits you. Let me share with you a little vignette from my own personal experience that shows how in very recent years this is starting to come together. I was walking through the Sunnybrook Emergency Department as the Director of Operations, doing my usual sort of administrative rounds to preempt the day's problems and hopefully prevent a few crises. And I passed by a very young, very professional lady dressed in fresh green surgical scrub and a crisp white lab coat, instructing her trainee in the fine art of fracture care. They both were very intent and both looked 12 to me, but that's probably a reflection of my advanced age. You see this scenario day in and day out in my teaching unit and every teaching unit across Canada, and have for decades. This time I was absolutely astonished after passing them and came to an abrupt halt. This was something I'd never appreciated or seen before. This was my professional extender, my physician assistant, teaching my graduate physician trainee how to do a fracture relocation. And he was rapidly listening and learning the same way he would with a more traditional physician-to-physician encounter. Physician assistants have been introduced in the province of Ontario for only a few years, graduating locally since 2010. They train at accredited medical schools and take about 2/3 of the medical school curriculum. They practice alongside physicians like myself and extend the capacity of that individual to provide care. In my clinical setting, this new, non-traditional healthcare worker has allowed our clinical service to go from the worst offender for slow care to minor injuries and minor medical problems to one of the fastest in the region. They are a classic example of the change you will face, and only one of the many changes you'll see in your own personal working environments. The world is definitely changing, and in my opinion, for the better. You now enter a world of high-speed communications, rapid identification, transfer, and treatment of the sick and injured, or just those in need, sometimes over great distances. You will be part of or impact on treatment teams where the lead is the most appropriately trained for the issue at hand, be it a medic, a physician, a nurse, an extender, social worker, or perhaps just another institution or external agency to your own. Through all stages of care, from preventative to chronic, you will be active part of the interactive teams and have the ability to positively impact both on individual and system delivery in your area of expertise. This does mean throughout your career you will always be seeking ways to maintain and update your knowledge base. Today you will undoubtedly feel that you know much, if not all, wisdom and knowledge in your respective areas of expertise. I, however, hunch life will rapidly find a few areas to challenge you, and if not, certainly time will. You've learned that skill of self-education here at Humber, and I encourage you to hone it further. In these dynamic circumstances, I would encourage you to become involved, be persistent, and invite yourself to the table. Don't wait. Embrace failure, for it will almost certainly come your way. It always does. Display the courage to analyze it for the lessons it brings and the personal and system improvements you can make. And always, always remember that teamwork for most of you will be paramount to your personal success. If all seems to be changing, let me also assure you that the old-fashioned values of trust, integrity, professionalism, and responsibility remain intact. Let me share another personal vignette with you. A few years back, I and a senior Humber administrator who's here tonight met to discuss expanding our respective education programs. It seemed we had many similarities and possibly some synergy. Humber had facilities and educational expertise. We had subject content, quality assurance, and experienced staff. On the basis of a simple handshake with mutual trust and respect, plus plenty of hard work, we have built a multi-professional, multidisciplinary program that spans both facilities and serves the healthcare workers of Southern Ontario, and now healthcare workers from around the world. It has brought physician training amongst many other new professional groups to Humber. It started on a somewhat rocky foundation with a course of 5 people. Unimaginable, I know, in today's system. We've analyzed our failures and successes, worked hard as a multi-institutional team, and with persistence and commitment built a successful program of over 70 courses with 100 educators and actors in 5 divisions. A very old-fashioned story in many, many ways, but done in the new partnership style with multi-professional teams where each leader has been picked for educational competence and ability to lead rather than professional designation. It's now the new norm and not unusual to have nurses, physicians, dentists, medics, whomever, reporting to each other in varying forms, depending upon the situation and skill set to fulfill our trainee and client needs. I believe you're graduating into a remarkable and positive environment where you'll all make a significant impact. And again, congratulations. Today you've all earned your entry into this unfolding adventure.